What's up, you guys? Welcome back again to your Heroclix headquarters. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a bunch of new previews coming to us thanks to Scott Porter. He did a live stream just kind of talking about the whole Heroclix for Huntingtons event that's coming up here like next month, here in a few weeks. And he had a bunch of previews to share with us, a bunch of new convention exclusives, some figures from the new Avengers 60th anniversary set coming out shortly. Lots of cool, awesome, exciting stuff, and I can't wait to take a look at it. So without further ado, let's check it out. So starting us off, we have the common Black Panther from Avengers 60th. He's just number 1 in the set. He's got the Avengers Wakanda politician, ruler, and warrior keywords. He starts with a trait that gives him leap, climb, and stealth, and he has a special defense power throughout his whole dial that gives him super senses, willpower, and when Black Panther uses willpower and succeeds, you may also remove an action token from a friendly character with a shared keyword within 4 squares. So kind of like leadership at range, but only if you get your willpower roll, which is already like, you know, self-leadership. I don't know. So if you get that willpower roll, you can also pull a token off of another friendly character. That is awesome. Of course, super senses is a great power. So that's pretty cool defense power. The leap, climb, and stealth traded is nice with the charge. 11 attack blades and 3 damage with outwit, so solid 60-point figure there. And then for 35 points, he's got sidestep, 10 attack, precision strike, 2 damage, close combat expert. So he's still 11 for 3 damage for almost half the points, and he still has the exact same defenses starting off with the senses and willpower and everything. So I feel like I'd rather play him at 35, maybe just for, you know, running him around, sidestep, and potentially pull a token off somebody with the willpower when he pulls a token off himself. That'd be cool. But I could definitely see playing him at 60 also for the charge, blades, and especially that outwit. Stealth is going to come in handy either way, so yeah. Another really important thing to take a look at here, though, is the Avengers team ability. You may notice there on the other side of his card, the Avengers team ability is now, for all friendly characters with this team ability, at the beginning of the game, choose a team ability. This character modifies attack +1 when attacking 1 or more characters with the chosen team ability printed on their base. So I think that's awesome. I think that's just a huge improvement to the team ability overall. You know, it feels much more thematic. It feels much more like what the Avengers team ability should be. And, you know, if you didn't know what it was before, it let you, whenever you take a move action, it gave you +1 movement, which isn't really that cool or exciting at all. It's pretty boring. It was really just super handy for like a few specific characters like Scarlet Witch or, you know, any other like taxi that could carry 2 or 3 people that had the Avengers team ability. It let them get that extra +1 movement when carrying everybody, but it's not like it adds anything. If it was just +1 movement whenever you move and it, you know, added to your like charge and running shot, that would be great, but it's not. I kind of like this change because it gives you that +1 attack. Only downside is you have to pick 1 team ability, and all of your characters with the Avengers team ability get it when attacking characters with that 1 team ability, and it has to be printed on their base, so they can't just be copying it from somebody else. They have to actually physically have it printed on their base. And, you know, there's a lot of great characters that don't have any team abilities at all, so it is possible that you could run a whole team of Avengers and your opponent might not have any team abilities on their whole team, or maybe just like one character with a random team ability, and then that's your only choice, and once they're KO'd, it's not like you're gaining any value off the team ability. You know, so there's a lot of pros and cons to it, but I think overall that +1 attack is a great improvement, and like I said, just feels a lot more like what an Avengers team ability should do, because, you know, they're really more of like a bam, let's go beat these bad guys up, than let's go run and get up there. I don't know. It just feels a lot better, so really like this change to the team ability. Up next, we got a look at another common figure, number 14 in the set, Jessica Jones. She's got the Defenders team ability, and she's got the Avengers, Defenders, Heroes for Hire, Marvel Knights, and Detective keywords. There's no change to the Defenders team ability as far as I can tell, so nothing too crazy there. It's kind of like Defend, but only if your other adjacent friendlies have the Defenders team ability, so it's an okay team ability sometimes. But anyway, she's got this awesome trait that says, when establishing themed teams, choose a friendly character. The chosen character gains the Detective keyword. So that's really cool, especially now with all the great detectives that we just got in the Batman team-up set, and, you know, like the detective, the mystery cards and everything that those all queue off a detective keyword as well as, you know, certain other keywords. So her having detective and handing out detective to anybody else on your team is super useful. And then she also has leap climb and close combat expert traded with 6 movement, stealth, 10 attack, 17 with toughness, and 2 damage, with a special damage power that gives her perplex. And when Jessica Jones uses it to target an opposing character, after resolutions, roll a d6. On a 5 or 6, remove an action token from her or an adjacent friendly character with the detective keyword. So, you know, that's pretty nice. Get a perplex, and if you use it on an opposing character, you have a chance to remove a token from her or adjacent friendly. I think, though, for 40 points, I don't know. She's okay. Like, she's not really bringing much to the team herself besides a perplex and giving somebody the detective keyword, really. I mean, she does have close combat expert, so, you know, she can hit 11 for 3, so she can at least do some damage, which is nice. And late dial, she gets flurry. Like, on her last click, she would be rocking 10 attack for 4 damage with flurry and a regen if you wanted to. Also perplex, so you could perplex her attack up. So yeah, I mean, for 40 points, she's not bad. She definitely has some cool tricks, but I think the main one is just kind of, you know, keyword cheating there with giving somebody detective. All right, so those were 2 common figures that we are gonna see in the next Avengers 60th anniversary set, but a couple sets after that, because I think we got Infamous, DC Infamous next after the Avengers, and then we have the Ghost Rider Wheels of Vengeance set. So in that set, we're gonna get a legacy card that Scott showed us, and this was a like champion design thing. Somebody won the right to make this legacy card, and I'm super excited because I freaking love this figure. I actually have it over here somewhere anyway, but I'll put it on screen for you guys now. It is the Avengers Assemble Chase Iron Man, and boy, this dude was pretty nuts back in the day, and he does not disappoint with this legacy card. So he is freaking awesome. He has the new Avengers team ability, of course, so he can potentially get +1 attack on certain characters. He's got the Avengers Stark Industries armor and scientist keywords. He's got a trait, I am Iron Man, energy shield deflection, and impervious. And Iron Man can reduce penetrating damage. So that right there is an amazing trait. He's gonna have 8 clicks straight of a impervious that can reduce penetrating and energy shield on top of it. So that's great. Then on his movement special that he gets at the last few clicks of his dial there, he's got Force Blast, Leap Climb, and Sidestep. Nothing too crazy there, but he does start out with Sidestep. And he also starts out with a special attack power that gives him Energy Explosion and Penetrating Psychic Blast. That is a great combo, especially with a 7 range triple target. That's gonna be able to tear through a whole team. You know, 2 penetrating damage to everybody is pretty nuts if you manage to hit all those attacks. Starting with an 11 attack, he could easily be a 12 because of that new Avengers team ability. But then he also has this awesome damage power that gives him improved targeting for elevated, destroys blocking, hindering characters, and can make range attacks while adjacent. So pretty much improved targeting for literally everything, which is absolutely insane. Then you have free, choose one for Iron Man to use until your next turn, Outwit, or Ranged Combat Expert. So again, pretty insane there. You're gonna be able to outwit through everything or have that Ranged Combat Expert. So you could be shooting, 12 for 5, maybe 13 for 5 penetrating, because of the team ability. And that's just on his own. For 120 points, not bad at all. You got Sidestep and Willpower to keep moving around, potentially keep removing action tokens from him. You got the Energy Shield giving him a 20 defense from range, and that Impervious that can reduce penetrating. Super nuts. He used to have an even crazier trait, I believe. I don't think it gave him Energy Shield, though. It just was like, roll a d6, and if you get like a 5 or 6, he just ignores all damage. And like, 3 or 4, you get Invincible. 1 or 2, you get Impervious. I don't remember it, but yeah, anyway, it was pretty nuts, but this is really, really nice too. And yeah, very, very powerful version of Iron Man right here. I like it a lot. Cannot wait to try it out for myself. It reminds me a lot of Iron Hammer. I just did a whole Iron Hammer team build, and it's very similar design here seeing that he can, just see through everything and has just like a massively high attack and damage output. Running them together might be kind of fun, although that's not going to give you a lot of room for any type of supporting powers. But regardless, I'm a huge fan of this legacy card. I'm a huge fan of this Iron Man figure in general, so I'm so glad it got an awesome legacy card by somebody that clearly cared about it quite a bit. So can't wait for that. It's going to be coming out in like, I think October, November kind of area is what they're looking at, I believe, for that Wheels of Vengeance set. So stay tuned for that one. It's already definitely way too late to grab this figure. I've already seen it sold out everywhere, and people trying to sell it for like $200 or something. So that kind of sucks, but it is what it is when it comes to these kind of legacy card figures. That's pretty much what we've seen every single set that, we see a legacy card, something crazy like that happens. And up next we have another champion designed game element, this time a bystander. So in years past with this Heroclix for Huntingtons event, we had gotten a Scott Porter bystander and then a Spirit of the Game bystander. This time we get a Scott Crampton bystander from Heroclix, which is a podcast for those of you who may not have heard of it. Anyway, so he's got 4 range, 4 movement with stealth, 4 attack with smoke cloud, 4 defense with toughness, and 4 damage with enhancement, coming in at a whopping 4 points. So this is actually a reference to his team, which is the 4 Points Gaming Club. He's also got that as a keyword, as well as detective and podcaster. Detective actually is a great keyword right now, so nice. But anyway, then he's got a trait that says Scott Crampton only deals damage on a critical hit. Free, make an attack, and then if Scott Crampton is adjacent to a friendly character, lines of fire drawn to him are hindered. This is actually great with the stealth that makes him kind of his own little, mobile wall of blocking terrain. If you're in hindering, they can't draw line of fire to him, which means they can't draw it to anybody behind him either. He's also got smoke cloud, so you could just power action smoke cloud to lay down cover if you need to. And he has enhancement for 4 points. It's actually insane because that's probably the cheapest enhancement. It is the cheapest enhancement in the game, actually. I think like 15 points was the cheapest before this. So yeah, 4 points for enhancement is nuts. I believe he's got a silver ring around him, unless that's just the design of the token. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that's supposed to be a unique ring around him. So I'm pretty sure you can only play the one of him, which is fine, because otherwise people will be playing 20 of this guy at 4 points just to have a frick ton of enhancement. And it would not be okay, because then everybody be shooting for like 6-7 damage every single time. That would be nuts. Plus he'd be blocking all the line of fire and everything, and it'd be horrible. All the free attacks, yeah, no. Even if only 1 crit hit per turn, that's more than enough for 5 damage. Anyway, so yeah, this is a great bystander, obviously, for 4 points. If you've got like 5 points left on your team, you might as well throw him on there. You're going to have that random point left over, but whatever. That's like the old school days of Heroclix when everything didn't end in a 0 or a 5. So that's pretty cool. I kind of like that. So yeah, man, that's a 10 out of 10 bystander. If you guys can get your hands on one, I would recommend grabbing one, because it's definitely going to come in handy. If for nothing else than just that enhancement is going to be great, and it's blocking the line of fire with the stealth, as well as maybe occasionally getting a critical hit for 5 damage from a 4-point character is insane. Yeah, very powerful bystander for sure. I can see him being tossed onto a lot of teams simply for that cheap enhancement. But anyway, let's continue on, because we have some amazing convention exclusive figures to take a look at next. So starting us off for these awesome new convention exclusives coming out is none other than Scott Porter himself, you guys. This is insane. No longer is he merely a bystander. He now has a full-on figure of himself. Awesome thing about this is these are going to be available starting on, I believe they said, May 4th, which is going to be like the day before the Heroclix Hunt for Huntingtons event. I believe that starts on the 5th, on Friday. So like the day before that, they're gonna go live. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure what he said was on the 4th, that's gonna go live. Might be the 5th. Might have misheard something, but regardless, that's going to be on the WizKids website. So make sure to check that out, because these are going to be directly orderable from the WizKids website themselves. And it's going to mean it's just, it's base price of like $20-ish, I'm guessing. I don't think they set a specific price, but I think it's probably, usually the single figures are around 20 bucks like that. So that's going to be awesome. And all of the proceeds from both Scott Porter figures, you heard me, both, because there's two. Anyway, all the proceeds for these two figures that they make after their, actual cost to make them, all the extra money is going to the Huntingtons, Fight for the Cure. All of it's going to be donated to Huntingtons. So that's going to be amazing. If you guys want to help out and aren't able to go to the Heroclix for Huntingtons event, buy this amazing figure, and that, kind of send some money that way as well. I just think that's a really great thing for WizKids to do. That's going to help out the player base a lot, not having to spend like 50 bucks on this figure because somebody bought it from a convention and selling it for over, twice the cost. And also it's going to, all the money's going to go to a great cause. So those are two big reasons to buy it, in my opinion. So I would definitely check it out. Besides that, this figure is actually amazing, both of these figures. So without further ado, let's take a look at them. The first one here we're going to take a look at has Scott Porter in the black shirt with the Heroclix for Huntingtons logo on it. So this is the Heroclix for Huntingtons variant, Scott Porter. He's only got the celebrity keyword. He is a unique, but he starts with a trait that says comics knowledge and acting roles. When establishing theme teams, choose any keyword. Then choose a team ability that another friendly or opposing character has on their dial. This game, Scott Porter has the chosen keyword and team ability. And during game setup, if Scott Porter is part of a theme team, increase the result of your roll for first player by +1. So that's nuts. That means you're going to be able to put him on any theme team because he can copy any keyword. He can copy any team ability from a friendly or opposing figure. So lots of options there. And then he also gets an additional +1 to your roll for first player. So if you're on a theme team with him, which you definitely are going to be, then that's going to give you a +4 to your total roll to go first. Or, sorry, I guess I should say to choose if you're going first or second, if you want to pick map or side of the map. So that's, huge. I think that's a pretty big decision still. Anyway, for only 25 points, this dude is nuts. The Scott Porter figure is literally amazing for that trait, as well as just having sidestep, 11 attack with telekinesis, 1 damage with perplex, 4 range, and a 18 defense with a special defense power. So yeah, this dude is nuts. He's only 25 points. He's got 2 other traits as well that gives him support. And at the beginning of your turn, Scott Porter may heal a friendly character 1 click. So that is insane. That doesn't require adjacency, line of fire, anything. Within range, nothing like that. It just says support at the beginning of your turn, he may heal a friendly character 1 click. That could be anywhere on the map. He could be sitting in your starting area and your friendly character could be in your opponent's starting area and he could be healing them a click. So that is insane. As well as just regular support is so good right now also with the changes to it. That is an incredibly powerful trait, as well as his other trait that says if Scott Porter is part of a theme team, he starts the game with 3 community tokens. If Scott Porter has any community tokens, once per turn he may reroll any roll. If you do, after resolutions, remove a community token from Scott Porter. So he's bringing theme team props back from the grave, you guys. He's snatching them back up and giving them back to the people. So we have theme team props essentially back in the game, thanks to Scott Porter. So thank you, Scott Porter. I salute you, sir, because that is one of my favorite elements to this game that I was missing now. And it's been really hard for me to be team building recently. I don't know, I've been in a weird place trying to figure it out still, and I can definitely see myself using Scott Porter a lot, probably on like every team in the future. So yeah, he's got some insanely powerful traits there. He also has a special defense power that gives him super senses, and friendly characters modify defense +1 when adjacent to a friendly character that shares a keyword with them. So if you're on a theme team, anybody that's adjacent to each other is going to get +1 defense for each other. Super insanely powerful for 25 points. And, let's not even talking about the fact that he's got the sidestep, telekinesis, and perplex on his dial. So pretty crazy there. So let's wrap that all up again. This dude is giving you a +1 to your roll to go first. He's getting any keyword, so he can be on any theme team. He's getting any team ability on your team or an opposing team. Like I said, the +1 to roll to go first. He's got sidestep and TK to help move himself around and place other people around. Perplexed, up stats. Got super senses, and then all friendly characters modify defense +1 when adjacent to other friendly characters. So he's giving everybody on your team +1 defense, essentially, as long as they're next to somebody. He's got support, and every turn you're healing somebody 1 click for free. And then he also has essentially a map-wide probability control 3 times per game. But it's not just for attack rolls or breakaway rolls, literally any roll. Because it just says if Scott Porter has any community tokens, once per turn you may re-roll any roll. If you do, after resolutions, remove a community token. So that could re-roll a super sense roll, a shape change roll, you know, a blades roll, anything. Bro, this 25 points, my guy, is insane. For everything he's bringing to the team here is absolutely crazy. And that's not all, because we're probably going to play him right alongside himself. Actually, before we get into that, though, I want to take a quick look at the boxes. As you can see here, the boxes have this awesome little autograph panel. And that is for both this version and the next version we're going to take a look at. So I think that's just a really awesome, you know, idea, because of course, if you buy these, you're going to want to have him sign them for you, and he said he was totally cool with signing them for anybody that brings them up to him at a convention or, you know, event or something. So that's really awesome, and I can't wait for that. But moving right along, the next Scott Porter figure with the white shirt with the WizKids logo on it also just has the celebrity keyword, has the wild card team ability. He's also unique, but taking a look at this first trait here, comics knowledge and acting roles again, but this time it says Scott Porter has all keywords even when he's not on the map. So that's pretty insane. That gives you options for the sideline. You know, if some random sideline effect happens to say like bring in a character with such and such keyword, you could bring in Scott Porter. I can't think of anything that does have such an ability currently, but actually, you know, for like swap out mechanics, yeah, you could swap in a Scott Porter if you swapped out literally anybody. If X-Men, Avengers, Fantastic Four, the new Sinister Syndicate, any of those swapping mechanics could theoretically bring in Scott Porter or replace him with someone else too. So that's pretty awesome. I don't see removing him from the map at all though, because this dude is also almost pretty much equally insane for 25 points. His next trait here says, "What's up everybody out there in Heroclix land?" His classic opening to every unboxing video. And it says, at the beginning of the game, if Scott Porter is on a theme team, other friendly characters modify attack +1 as long as Scott Porter is on the map. At the beginning of the game, if all other friendly characters are from the same Heroclix set, other friendly characters modify damage +1 as long as Scott Porter is on the map. So yeah, you're giving the whole rest of your team +1 attack and damage. Well, +1 attack just because being on a theme team, +1 damage if they all happen to be from the same set. And that's all other friendly characters. So if all the rest of your team, like they don't have to all be WizKids convention exclusive figures. If the rest of your team, say, was from Spider-Man Beyond Amazing, and you threw him on there for 25 points, they'd all get +1 attack and damage. Which is insane because you could just, I don't know, play like 5 Carnage Silver Surfers and 2 Scott Porters for 300 points. You got a symbiote theme team or something. And they all have +1 attack and damage and everything else. No, that would probably be insane. I don't see anybody that would have freaking 5 of those things. Those are like $200 a piece. But hey, that's an idea, I guess. Probably not a great idea because you don't have any support powers there. Except for, you know, the Scots themselves. But moving right along here, his special attack power, Power Bomb, and this is a reference to the Power Bomb Heroclix set that was just gonna like come in and power creep the rest of the game, basically. This is like a super old school like reference that actually is a little before my time, I'm gonna admit. I think I must have just missed this probably, but regardless, it gives knockback and pulse wave, but doesn't target friendly characters. So that's great. Pulse wave that can hit everybody and you don't have to worry about your friendlies, and you can knock people back is awesome, and get some knockback damage in there maybe as well. Then he also has What's in the Cup Today, where he always kind of shows off what he's got in his glass when he's doing his unboxings. He's got stop regeneration. When he uses it, heal each adjacent friendly character 1 click. So not only can the other Scott Porter heal somebody 1 click every turn, this guy can also regen and heal an adjacent friendly character 1 click. So there's a lot of healing between the two Scotts. But yeah, having that sidestep, pulse wave that doesn't hurt friendlies with the knockback, 18 toughness, 1 damage with prob, and then he goes into perplex on the later half of his dial. You know, he's giving everybody map-wide +1 attack, potentially map-wide +1 damage, and having that stop click to heal himself back up and heal somebody else, and being a team player to copy team abilities. I would say this one is pretty much equally as nuts as the first one, just because the +1 attack and damage for the whole team is insane. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about these. I think obviously you have to play both of them because they both give so many big bonuses for being on a theme team. Like, why wouldn't you just play both? I guess if you really didn't have the points, you kind of have to go one or the other depending on your preference. But I think they're both great, and they just get even better when used together, so why not try them both out? Alright, so those are 2 amazing figures for sure, and I definitely am going to pick up some of those, and I highly recommend you guys do too. Without further ado, let's take a look at some of the actual comic book characters coming to the Heroclix table near you soon. Starting us off, we have Wonder Woman, another Wonder Woman exclusive figure here. She's got the Amazon, Justice League, Deity, Past, and Warrior keywords. Of course, the Wonder Woman team ability. And she's coming in at a whopping 150 or 90 points. So I do like me a full-powered Wonder Woman that is going to be like half the team. That's cool. But anyway, she starts with a trait that says when another friendly character with the Amazon keyword takes damage from an attack, after resolutions, you may place Wonder Woman adjacent to that character. So she can kind of just hop around the map and place herself adjacent when somebody else takes a hit with the Amazon keyword. So that's pretty nice. And then she has another trait that says during forced construction, up to 3 friendly characters with the Amazon keyword may be assigned equipment without paying the equipment's cost. So for that reason alone, I think the 90-point dial could easily pay for itself to throw it onto an Amazon team, not even necessarily an Amazon team. There's a ton of like Batman and Superman that have Amazon keyword. There's also a few other figures, you know, the actual other Wonder Woman convention exclusive with the chainsaw, the Dark Knights one. She gives Justice League and Dark Knights Amazon keyword. So I could see playing her with that Wonder Woman and, you know, filling the rest up with Dark Knights or Justice League or whatever. And you already have plenty of choices for 3 Amazons to throw free equipment on top of. And, I mean, she counts as one, so she can give herself, you know, an equipment for free. And then you can also give it to 2 other Amazons as well if you want to do it that way. So I think that's insane. You could give her like any of the Wonder Woman equipment from the Wonder Woman set. You could give them a lantern ring. You could give them, you know, there's a million options now for equipment objects. So especially in like Silver Age, there's even more. So yeah, lots of great things you could do with that. Anyway, looking at the rest of her dial here, she's got charge and sidestep on her special movement at power. Then she's got a 12 attack with super strength, a 19 invincible, and a 5 damage with a special damage power that gives her empower and free. Choose an opposing character within 4 squares in line of fire. That character can't use damage powers until your next turn. So that's nuts. She starts with that power on both starting lines, and I think that power itself is much better than the charge sidestep. She does still at least have charge on the 90-point line, so I feel like you're not losing too much there. You're missing 1 attack, 1 damage, you're trading impervious for invincible, and you know, you're missing out on the sidestep. That's all you're missing for saving 60 points and, you know, 3 clicks of health. So I think definitely the 90-point line could see play because of, you know, if you add on 3 free equipment objects that are all 10 points, that's 30 points you're getting for free just by playing her. So she might as well be a 60-point character, you know what I'm saying? So very cool figure. I like her a lot at both starting lines. She's got massive damage potential. She does a lot of cool stuff for the team. And you know, that free turning off of damage powers is really cool. So, and that's really nice if they have like a stop click that's on a damage power too, because that could just turn that off, which is really awesome. So she's a great figure. I like her a lot. But moving on next, one of my absolute favorite figures. I'm so excited for this one. I've been wanting this literally since day 1 that I saw this in the comics. And that is the Venom, God of the Symbiotes. This dude is nuts. He's got these symbiote, cosmic, deity, and monster keywords. He's got the Power Cosmic Team ability, or Cosmic Energies, whatever you want to call it. He starts with a trait, God of Hunger, Shape Change and Steel Energy. When Venom, God of Symbiotes, uses Steel Energy, instead of healing, he may generate a Symbiote Bystander, max 4. So that's actually really cool because you could hit somebody top dial, and you know you're not going to heal anyway, so you could say, okay, I'm not going to heal, let me generate a Symbiote Bystander. So that's awesome. He's got improved movement for elevated and characters as well. And taking a quick look at that Symbiote Bystander, it's got, I believe, a 6 movement with plasticity. Looks like a 10 attack there with blades. I can't quite make out the defense from the picture I'm looking at, so I think that's a 17 with super senses and a 2 damage with shape change. So yeah, he's gonna tie people up with the plasticity. You know, super sensitive shape change combo is annoying to hit, and then 10 attack blades could potentially deal some big damage there. So just swarming the field with a bunch of those is gonna be nice. And then he also has another trait that gives him leadership. At the beginning of your turn, Venom, God of Symbiotes, may generate a Symbiote Bystander, max 4. If Venom, God of Symbiotes, is 270 points, he may generate it adjacent to a friendly character named Symbiote, or that has the symbiote keyword. I think he's 270 points because you could just play him with a 30-point symbiote from the new Spider-Man set. I feel like that's what that's going for there. You just play him with a symbiote, and that's boom, that's a 300-point team. And then you just run out that symbiote, and you can use his effect to start placing symbiotes adjacent to that one, and then you have a bunch of symbiotes on the board before you know it. So yeah, pretty awesome. So yeah, 270 or 150 points. So he's got 2 really high point options. For 270, you got 10 movement with the special movement power here that gives him charge. When Venom, God of Symbiotes, uses it, before moving, he may choose a friendly character named Symbiote, or with the symbiote keyword. If he does, place him and the chosen character in each other's squares. So that's awesome. Just run one of your little bystanders up there, and then he's going to charge, swap places, and just hits you out of nowhere, which is insane. And he's got like a 12 attack with precision strike and a 5 damage with probability control, so that's insane. And then you got a 19 defense with a special defense power that gives him impervious. When Venom, God of Symbiotes, uses it, increase his result by +1 for each friendly character named Symbiote. If there are 4 or more friendly characters named Symbiote, Venom, God of Symbiotes can reduce penetrating damage. So you really want to be, getting those symbiotes out, and hopefully they don't all just get like one-shotted or something. But yeah, Cosmic Energy, so he's willpower, got that protected out wit. I think he's going to be a lot of fun at 270. Do I think he's really worth it at 270? Probably not, but I don't really care because I'm definitely going to play him at that point value anyway. I'm not going to go in there expecting to win Worlds with a 270-point Venom, God of Symbiotes, but I'm definitely going to play him and a symbiote for 300 points and have fun with that, because that is amazing. And hey, for 150 points, he still gets that awesome charge power to start with and that awesome impervious power to start with as well. So you could just play him, and you could just start with 4 symbiotes, 30, 60, 120. You could play 5 symbiotes if you really wanted to, because they're all the 30-point ones from the Spider-Man Beyond Amazing set. So you could play him at 150 and 5 symbiotes, and then right off the bat, you've already got more than enough things there for his impervious to kick in and give him that, reduced penetrating damage and stuff. Or you could play him with like some of the Carnage chases or something. Like, there's a lot of cool things. I might even try him out, honestly, at 150 points, just to see how he plays with some of those new chases and stuff. But regardless, the only thing that could make this figure any better, in my opinion, is if he had an equipment object for his weapon. That giant axe, if you guys don't know, is Mjolnir fused with the Silver Surfer's board that was like a sword. He like turned it into a sword, and then he had the like board and the hammer, and he like freaking merged them together and made that giant symbiote battle axe that was freaking awesome. And he just cut everything in half with that. It was so freaking cool. And yeah, I would love that to be an actual like equipment object or something. That would be freaking cool. Maybe give him like Giant Reach 3 with some other special power. He already has like blades and X-Blade on his dial though, so I don't really know what else I'd give him. But yeah, very awesome nonetheless. And cannot wait to get this one. Alright, you guys, and last but not least, we finally have one more character to take a look at here that was spoiled. He also mentioned a bunch of other random ones that are going to be convention exclusives next year. I didn't really write them down. I kind of already forgot most of the ones he said. He did say like a Merman Batman, I believe, and some other cool sounding stuff. So that's going to be fun. Anyway, without further ado, I cannot wait to show you guys this one because we are going to be getting Space Ghost. Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Man, this is crazy to me. I can't believe we're getting Space Ghost. I never would have imagined, but that's so awesome. He's got the celebrity, cosmic, and police keywords. He's got traded stealth, super senses, and super strength. And then he's got another trait that gives him perplex. If Space Ghost has no action tokens, he can use it twice a turn. When Space Ghost uses perplex and targets a friendly character, that character has safeguard opposing probability control until your next turn. So that's insane. That is a super powerful trait, as well as the other one gives him a lot there too. And then on special attack power, he has power bands, which gives him free choose one for Space Ghost to use until he chooses again. Energy Explosion and Penetrating Psychic Blast, or Energy Shield Deflection and Invulnerability, or Force Blast as free and Telekinesis. I mean, bro, what more do you want? Those are 3 amazing power combinations. You have one super powerful, like, offensive Energy Explosion, Penetrating Blast combo. You have one super great defensive option for Energy Shield and Invuln. And then you have another, like, kind of more supportive role combo there with Force Blast as free and TK. The TK is nice to position your own friendly characters, but the Force Blast as free could, knock somebody off a ledge or into a wall or something and just get you that free click of damage. So that's insane. He also has team player, team ability. I mean, this is like just top of the line, full power Space Ghost, 100%. And I could honestly see playing this guy at any of his point values because they're all pretty useful because of all those amazing traits he has and the special attack power. So he's coming in at either 80, 60, or 30 points. He's got 5 range, double target, flight. For 80 points, 8 movement charge, 11 attack with that pick a power combo, 18 toughness, and 3 damage with leadership. And the leadership is nice, but I think I'd prefer him more at the lower lines. For 60 points, you got sidestep. Again, the whole dial, he's got that special attack power to choose any of those crazy power combos. He's got 17 with combat reflexes, which, don't forget, he's got stealth, super strength, and super senses traded, as well as perplex, that he can potentially use twice a turn. So yeah, on the 60-point line, you got sidestep, combat reflexes, and power, the pick a power option, so you could use TK, or you could be an attacker, or you could be more defensive. You got the 2 times perplex that gives people a safeguard opposing prob, super strength, super senses, stealth, like, bruh, he was more. What more do you want from him? And then from 30 points, he's almost more deadly at 30 points because he's got charge with only a 6 movement, to be fair. But with close combat expert, he's still swinging 11 for 4, which is higher than even the freaking 80-point line. He's got willpower to keep removing tokens from himself. Still got everything from the stealth, super sensitive, super strength, perplex, free pick a power. Like, this dude is insane, bro. I could easily see playing him at any point value. Like I said, I think the 30 or 60 point lines are better and we'll probably see more play. But 80 is still doable too, for sure. So yeah, man, Space Ghost, absolutely insane. He does way too much. And I love it. I'm always more a fan of giving characters just like all the stuff that they could ever possibly do and just cramming it in there and making like the perfect version of a character, especially in this type of scenario when this is like probably the only Space Ghost we're ever going to get. So why not make him 100%? And I think they really came through here. This Space Ghost is absolutely amazing. I actually remember watching the old cartoon as a kid, so I actually can't wait to play this figure. I'm not even talking about Space Ghost Coast to Coast, I'm talking about the actual old school Space Ghost cartoon. So I was actually a fan of that. But yeah, that's awesome. I love this figure, can't wait to play it. And that's it. That's all the freaking stuff. I talked a lot more than I intended to, so I kind of apologize about that. I'm just excited. There's so much freaking amazing stuff coming out soon. And I always get so hyped when I see all the new stuff coming out. And yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments of all these amazing, crazy new things. The Scott Porters, the Space Ghost, the Wonder Woman looks pretty great. The, Avengers stuff coming out's awesome. The freaking Iron Man Legacy card is so cool too. So lots of exciting, awesome stuff to look forward to. So like I said, don't forget to let me know what your favorite is below, and don't forget to smash that like button because it does help me out a lot. And don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. And if you guys would like to help support the channel even more, check the links in the description for our Patreon. Because for as little as $1 a month, you can get your name here in the credits, as well as be entered into our monthly Patreon giveaways. So if that interests you, make sure to check that out. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Till next time, this has been your Heroclix headquarters, signing off.